Hi there, this is Dr. David Greene, founder and CEO of R3 Stem Cell, the world's leader in regenerative therapies. So what I want to mention to you while you're first of all making the decision of whether to undergo stem cell therapy, and two, whether to do that treatment with us at R3 Stem Cell, are the 5 C's of what sets R3 apart from any other regenerative centers in the world. The first C is called crazy success. The reason I say crazy success is because we've been following our outcomes for close to a decade now that we've been in existence. And we don't ask patients just a week or a month after a procedure how they're doing. We ask a year out very simple questions. Would you have the procedure again? And two, would you recommend that procedure to friends and family who had the same types of issues? And the answer, 85 out of 100 times, year over year over year, 85% is absolutely. So we know that we're doing something right, and we continue to inch up on those responses year over year, bit by bit by bit. So we know that what we're doing is very good when it comes to outcomes for patients, which leads me into the second C, which is customization. So for the last decade, we've been using customized protocols for patients because patients are unique. The condition or conditions that they have is unique, and how severe those conditions may or may not be. While a lot of centers that you go into, they basically just have, one treatment protocol that they put patients through. And if you ask them why, they might say, well, we just do what works. Does it really? I mean, you really should offer something that's unique and customized to each particular patient. So we tailor those treatment protocols. We have over 25 of them for each particular patient. What does that mean? Well, first of all, it comes down to the types of biologics that you're going to receive. That might be umbilical cord blood. It might be umbilical cord tissue. And it also might be stem cell derived exosomes. Also, we often give multivitamin infusion as well as post-procedure supplements and vitamins to help optimize the outcomes of that particular customized procedure protocol. So it's not as straightforward as some clinics will make it out to be. It really does need to be customized to you to make sure that you do the best that you possibly can after treatment. Now, the third C is cost. That always has to be a factor in a medical procedure. And what we've done over the years is because our amount of procedures we've done continues to go up and up and up, we have considerable what people would call buying power, leverage that we can use to get the biologics down in cost. And those savings that we've achieved over the years, we simply pass them along to patients and their families to make the procedures the most cost-effective in the world. We're in over 6 countries now, so we make it the same type of process in every country. We want to make it as cost-effective as possible for a lot of reasons. One is very straightforward. We want to make sure the investment is well worth it, all right? But we also know that most patients are going to need a repeat procedure down the road, okay? While it would be great if it was always a one and done kind of option, it just doesn't work that way for the vast majority of people. You might get an outcome that lasts you for 5 years for arthritis or something like that, and we see that, and that's fantastic. But if it's like a neurodegenerative or something like that, most likely patients are going to need a repeat procedure every 1 to 2 years. So these centers that are in other countries will tell you, oh, it's going to be, let's say, $28,000. It's expensive to begin with, but they won't tell you that you're going to need to come back, every so often. And that's unfortunate because you do need to understand that. So being cost effective from the get-go is great, because if you need to have it done again, it's not going to be like a mortgage or something you have to take out. It shouldn't be that way. So we've made it so it's not. The fourth C is cells. And I use that term broadly because it may be that it refers to stem cells. It may actually be, acellular type components like growth factors and cytokines and exosomes. Okay, so let's just talk about the biologics themselves. The biologics that we utilize over the years have not only been very effective for patient outcomes, they've also been extremely safe. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether we're in the US, Mexico, Pakistan, Philippines, so on and so forth. We make sure that the safety quality assurance that our labs have go meet the FDA standards and go above and beyond. Because we want to make sure that not only is it an effective procedure, that it's extremely safe and patients don't have anything to truly worry about. Yes, there can be minor or moderate types of temporary effects, such as low-grade fever, such as chills, maybe some nausea for a day or two. But these are things that are temporary. We've never had a rejection reaction. We've never had a disease transmission or a deep infection, knock on proverbial wood. But that I take a large amount of pride in, knowing that patients can rest assured that it's been, very high quality assurance standards, unparalleled in the industry. In addition to the safety standards that we have in place, we've also developed, in conjunction with our scientists around the world, something called the IntelliCell. Now, I won't go into the secret sauce that's proprietary, but essentially what we've done is we've taken the most pure and potent cells out of the tissue, the ones that we know are going to have the most proliferation in the body, the ones that are going to be the most potent, with the most stemness, separated those to use, and in a lot of countries we can culture the stem cells to make sure that they're going to be in sufficient numbers and potency to have dramatic effects for what you're being treated for. So when it comes to the biologics, not only do we concentrate on safety, we also concentrate on potency. Now, the fifth C that I wanted to mention is convenience. Over the years, we've listened to patients, and we've incorporated a lot of the feedback that we've received because we always want to know, what can we do better, okay? Because it's not just about the patient outcome, it's also about the experience. We want to make sure that patients don't get too stressed because that can affect your outcome. So when we can help with, travel logistics, for instance, a couple of weeks ago, I went to San Diego and I basically acted as if I was a patient. Our van, which we own, came to pick me up at a hotel. The driver greeted me as if I was a patient, and then talked to me on the way down. Got to know him and hear about his family. But, I also got to see the whole process. It's only 20 minutes from Hotel Circle and other, areas in San Diego to get across the border and to the clinic. It's a beautiful area. It's very safe. It's in Rio Zona. In Pakistan, we do the same thing. Patients will be picked up at the airport in our transportation. We don't have to timeshare it with anybody else. It's very convenient. It's clean. It's professional vehicles, great drivers, and you'll be escorted to the clinic, to your hotel, back and forth, as necessary, because we want to make it very convenient and stress-free. All right. We get a lot of questions about, passports and birth certificates and things like that. We'll walk you through the whole process in whatever of our locations around the world you're getting treatment from. So it's extremely convenient. In addition, if you're looking at staying into a hotel, we have special deals at various hotels, or we'll tell you, help you make the reservations as to which ones are most convenient to the clinic, which ones have the most amenities, things like that. Now, in addition to the 5 C's, I do want to discuss for just a minute the investment. And is it worth the investment to have a stem cell procedure? Gandhi once said that true wealth comes from health. And, a lot of people take that for granted, until something goes wrong. And you really can't say it enough, because when you actually look at the cost benefit of having a stem cell therapy for autism, cerebral palsy, stroke, diabetes, what have you, what is it actually worth to take your quality of life, from here up to here, and to be able to do the activities again that you haven't been able to do in a long time? Whatever that may be, it's unique to everyone who comes through our centers, and it might be walking more, playing with the kids, grandkids. It might be getting back to a high level of athletics. So then you could actually say it's worth exactly, this much because of, what you get paid for that professional sport. But for a lot of individuals, it's not that straightforward. And I can tell you that more and more I've stopped talking about the price and talk about the investment, because we invest in a lot of things. It could be stocks or bonds or, real estate. But when you talk about investing in your own health, we don't think about that enough. Or, that of say, a family member who's tried A, B, C, D, E, F, G with, say, traditional conventional therapies, and they're just not working. So a lot of times stem cell therapy is the best next step, or maybe the only step if there's nothing available. So that's hard to put into numbers, but it's not hard to put into your vision of what it is that we can most likely get back to doing that we either have never done before or want to get back to. All right, so consider that. Visit us online at r3stemcell.com. Lots of educational information there. You can also see information on our centers, where they are around the world. Please call us for a free consultation. Love to hear from you and help you. Thank you.